Hi everyone! Today I want to share with you the story of all the languages I speak, how I started learning them, and what place they take in my life. From the very first words in English to Portuguese, which I've just started learning, here's my language journey. And of course, the first language here will be English, as my channel is in English. And actually, I decided to make this video because I got a question under one of my videos, and I was thinking about making this video for maybe half a year. And only now I'm sitting here and making it. So, I started learning English when I was 5. My mom enrolled me in a special preparatory school where we had a lot of different subjects, and among them there were 3 languages: English, French, and German. And that's exactly how I started learning languages. As I remember, I enjoyed the classes. I liked telling my parents the new words I learned, but I don't remember much. And then when I went to school, the courses there continued, and I stayed there until the 9th grade. In Russia, we have 11 grades at school, so that you understand. And I finished those courses only with English and French because I didn't really like German. We had teachers changing a lot, and I was not really into the language, so I dropped out maybe in the 7th grade. So I got a certificate of English and French, and I have no regrets about it. We had English at school too, but honestly, it didn't teach me much because I already knew some things, and the course at school was more for those who know nothing about the language. I remember that in high school, my teacher made me sit right next to her table so that nobody could copy my work and I could help no one. So I felt completely isolated in class, and in general, the classes didn't really help me. Once I corrected her mistake, and I remember she didn't want me to come to her class until my mom came and talked to her. That was the only time when my mom was called to school. I finished those courses after the 9th grade, and in the 10th grade I joined a different course where I finally started speaking without fear. And in the 11th grade I was preparing for the final exams. They are like A-levels in Great Britain, but you have 2 compulsory subjects. Those are maths and the Russian language, of course. And then you could choose whatever you want and how many you want. And I chose English and literature. But I didn't do great at the exams because I was really nervous and I felt pressure. It didn't help me to enter the university and study on a free basis. It's still a thing in Russia, but I couldn't do that. So my parents had to pay for my education during the first 2 years. But then during the 2nd year, I started with the flying colors, and I got the free spot. And the last 2 years of my bachelor's degree were free, which I'm really proud of. At the university, we spent quite a lot of time on the language, on the phonetics, the pronunciation, the literature, many linguistic things, and so on. At that time, I started reading and watching films and series in the original. And there is a fun fact. I actually started teaching when I was still at school in the 11th grade. I worked with the kids from my school. I helped them with their homeworks, and their parents paid me but not much. After that, I kept tutoring English until the end of the university, I think. I worked on my own and also at some online schools in Russia. And I started working with adults, with kids, teenagers, everyone actually, and all the levels. And up until now, I do the same. but I'm not working with kids anymore. I found out that I prefer working with teenagers and adults. After my second year at university, I went to the UK and I did a 1-month exchange program there. I lived with a host family and also went to the language school in the city. I would say it's a town called Torquay. I never heard about it before, but that time made me fall in love with the town, with the British people, with the British pronunciation. Maybe that's why I prefer British accent, but as I listen to both British and American, I think I have a mixture of accents now. I'm not able to control it sometimes. And also I got some comments on my channel saying that I speak like a Brit, I speak like an Australian, maybe because of that mixture. Actually, it was nice to get those comments. Thanks a lot. After Torquay, I spent a week in London, and it's still my favorite city in the world, even though I haven't traveled a lot yet. And when I graduated from the university, I went to China to work as an English teacher at a kindergarten. It was autumn of 2019. And you know what happened next. In March 2020, I came back to Russia because I wasn't paid due to COVID. I kept teaching online. At that time, I worked at a language school in Russia, but I didn't get paid much. That's why I decided to quit. And in September 2021, I was offered a position of the head of an academic department at a language school in my hometown. I agreed to try, but I didn't have much experience working in an office. Maybe that's why I didn't really like it. And I can say that in less than half a year, I burnt out and I quit. And since then, I'm working on my own. I'm not working with any online school. I get students from my blog or through the word of mouth, let's call it so. I absolutely love teaching, and all my students, they are just the best. And another fun fact, in high school, I thought I would want to become a journalist. It was my dream. But then you see what happened. I just fell in love with teaching and I don't regret it. Actually, I wouldn't change anything in my life now. Donc, j'ai déjà dit que j'ai commencé à apprendre le français quand j'avais 5 ans, avec l'anglais et l'allemand. J'ai suivi ces courses jusqu'à la fin de 9e classe à l'école et je peux dire que à cette époque-là, je ne comprenais rien dans la langue française, mais j'étais amoureuse de Paris et je rêve encore d'y aller un jour. J'espère bientôt. À l'université, le français était ma deuxième langue et c'est là que j'ai commencé à comprendre quelque chose. En 3e année, on avait une prof géniale qui m'a fait découvrir le club francophone dans ma ville. J'ai commencé à y aller en 2018, je pense. Et je suis restée là jusqu'à mon départ pour Argentine en 2023. C'était vraiment la communauté le plus incroyable que je connaisse. On se réunissait chaque semaine, on regardait des films, on faisait des pique-niques. Il y avait beaucoup de monde française. On discutait de tout et était comme une famille. Vraiment une famille. Et aujourd'hui, ça me manque énormément. En 3e année de l'université, j'ai aussi passé un examen d'ELF de niveau B1. Par contre, par exemple, je n'ai jamais passé des examens officiels en anglais. À part le certificat de C1 que j'ai obtenu en Angleterre. Aujourd'hui, j'enseigne le français, mais juste pour les étudiants débutants, car je pense che j'ai niveau B1, B2 de français. Allora, ho iniziato a studiare italiano al 4º anno dell'università e davvero era una scelta di cuore. perché mi piaceva semplicemente il suono della lingua italiana. Ho seguito le lezioni con un insegnante per un anno e poi sono partita per Cina. E quando sono tornata, ho deciso di iniziare un blog in Instagram sull'italiano. Una mia amica dal club di francese lo ha visto e mi ha invitato al club di italiano. C'erano più o meno le stesse persone, ma in numero ridotto. L'atmosfera era comunque magica. Non ho mai studiato l'italiano in un altro modo, semplicemente parlava con i miei amici nel club di italiano ogni settimana. E qui in Argentina davvero sto dimenticando la lingua perché non pratico. Solo ascolto un podcast o guardo video su YouTube, ma non parlo con nessuno. Questo mi dispiace molto. Voglio andare in Italia per rinfrescare il mio italiano e praticare la lingua. L'italiano come la lingua non è molto richiesto tra i miei studenti, ma a volte insegno italiano solo ai principianti. De verdad el español tiene la historia más corta, pero a veces lo hablo mejor que mi francés o mi italiano porque vivo en Argentina. Por eso cambiamos la bandera así. Argentina. Empecé a estudiarlo en 2022 cuando yo esperaba a mi novio que estaba en el ejército a esa época y yo me aburría mucho y por eso pensé, ¿por qué no? Puedo aprender español. Fui a clases en grupo con una profe genial. Hola Angélica. Y ahora, por ejemplo, mi novio también estudia el idioma con Angélica. Y a principios de 2023 nos mudamos a Argentina con mi novio. En ese momento creo que tenía el nivel A2, pero tenía que resolver muchas cosas en español. Así que mejoré rápido. Y por supuesto el francés y el italiano me ayudaron mucho. Perdón que hablo con un poco de acento argentino, es que vivo acá en Argentina. Y sueno, puede ser que un poco como porteña. También cuando llegamos acá a Buenos Aires hice un curso corto de 2 meses de nivel B1 y me ayudó a mejorar cómo hablo. Después de un año en Argentina ya empecé a enseñar español. Mi primer alumno fue mi mejor amigo Eric. Él vive en Los Ángeles, pero antes vivía en México y se enamoró del idioma. Ahora Eric tiene el nivel B1, yo diría. No sé exactamente cuál es mi nivel de español, pero creo que es algo entre B2 y C1. Comecei a aprender português este ano. Estou fazendo aulas com um professor. Agora sei dizer como me chamo, o que gosto, ou qual o tempo agora. Ainda estou no começo. Gosto de português de Portugal. Para mim, sou um pouco parecido com o russo. And of course, my native language is Russian. Also, I studied a little bit of Chinese just to survive in China. But to be honest, I didn't really like it. I can only say ni hao ma, washi laoshi. Usually I choose languages based on how they sound. When I reach B1 in Portuguese, I want to start studying Norwegian just because I like how it sounds. Languages have completely changed my life. They gave me a lot of opportunities. I found many friends from all over the world and I'm doing what I really love. And this journey is not over yet. So tell me in the comments which language are you learning now or which language you want to learn. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!